Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I have yet another movie review, so hopefully you find this one interesting. This is a horror comedy from Australia, English language, released in the year 2014, directed by Kia H. Turner, and this film is called Wrymwood. Now, Wrymwood is a zombie apocalypse film. Australia has been gripped by this zombie virus that has turning everyone into these vicious creatures. So basically the mechanic, who is the main star of the film, his family have perished as a result of this virus, so he wants to kill himself, but that backfires. So that leaves him stranded all alone with no answers to what's going on. But the answers lie in these government officials who have these gas masks who are conducting experiments on living people. So to the mechanic's horror, he finds out that one of these test subjects is his sister. So he has to go along this wasteland and try and save her. But along the way he comes across this Aboriginal sidekick, and he also comes across this other group of survivors who all band together. They get all of these weapons, and they're going to embark on this journey to save the sister and hopefully get a few answers out of these government officials. But whether or not they can do this, something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now, my thoughts on Wrymwood. You have no idea how excited I was to see Wrymwood. Now, the hype surrounding this film was second to none. Everybody was talking about it. There was a premiere in my home city of Canberra, which unfortunately I couldn't go to. I was absolutely livid that I couldn't go to that, because apparently the director was there, the cast and crew were there, and so it was a big night. And for me, being such a horror fan and being such a fan of Australian cinema, I was really disappointed, absolutely gutted that I couldn't attend this event. So I was very impatient, wanting to see this film, and I was worried that maybe my expectations of this film and the expectations of the hype of the movie were not going to be matched, and that it was going to be a disappointment, which is often the case with these films that are being hyped up. Now, I can safely say that the hype matches this film. I thought this is an absolutely incredible experience, as an experience that makes me proud to be an Australian. Now, a lot of these films, especially recently in Australian cinema, it's no secret that I'm bitterly disappointed with my home country as far as movies are concerned. Movies with no balls, movies with no creativity, made for TV crap, and I'm constantly embarrassed by the level of quality to Australian films. So with Wrymwood, this is one of the rare occasions where I'm proud to be Australian. I'm proud to say that this is an Australian film. This is a film from my home country, because it is masterfully done. As far as horror comedies are concerned, this is a horror comedy masterpiece. This is better than the Spierig Brothers' Undead, which I think was almost a masterpiece, but the problem with Undead was that in the last half of the film it really falls down, it loses the way. It's not the same film that it was the first half. But with Wrymwood, it's great from the start right up into the finish. It feels like Kia H. Turner has had a solid plan. He's executed it absolutely perfectly. It feels like this is a guy who is well within his comfort zone. He loves horror comedies as far as I'm concerned, because the way he is portrayed that on screen was absolutely second to none. The characters were fantastic. The mechanic, he was a very sympathetic character, but the movie doesn't get bogged down with melodrama. There are emotional scenes, but it never loses the light-hearted, entertaining approach that it wants. So it knows exactly what it wants to be. It's very self-assured. It's not a movie that bites off more than it can chew. As I said, it feels like it has a very solid foundation, and the filmmaker was just waiting so he could get his ideas splashed all over the screen. And when it happens, it is absolutely entertaining. I thought it was incredibly enjoyable. The feel of the film, it feels like a very grindhouse feel. If you've seen Robert Rodriguez's film Planet Terror, you know what I mean. Very larger-than-life characters, over-the-top violence, over-the-top situations, craziness just everywhere. And that's the perfect way to sum up Wrymwood. It's an incredibly unique film. I thought the way that they use these zombies as far as their car is concerned, I'm not going to tell you what they do, but I thought that was fantastic. It was crazy, and just the way that these crazy sort of elements of the film, the way that they're uncovered and shown to the audience, was just really funny. Thought the script was absolutely fantastic. This is one of the rare occasions where it's both scary, there are some really scary set pieces, and it's really funny. And not, comedy and horror, it doesn't really outshine each other. It stays very much 50-50. A lot of films either too funny or they're too scary, and not one or the other. So for a comedy to work, you need both genres that gel together perfectly, and Wrymwood does that. Now, I'm not sure if Kia H. Turner has directed any other films, but if this was his first major film, then God, boy oh boy, this is a director to really look out for, because he absolutely nailed it with Wrymwood. I thought the Aboriginal character was absolutely hilarious. He had me in stitches time and time again. And as I said, it never lets up. It never stops getting funny. It never stops being funny, I should say. From the first minute I was laughing, and to the last minute I was laughing. It feels like the movie is at perfect length. Some of these movies drag, but Wrymwood doesn't. Some of the as I said, some of the situations, they pan out to be incredibly crazy, so you never know what's around the corner. It's incredibly unpredictable, and it's just a very quirky film. As I said, a very grindhouse sort of feel to it, and it's just absolutely incredible the way that this movie has been done, and it lives up to the hype. If you've heard good things about Wrymwood, then yeah, definitely go out there and see it, because it matches the expectations that has been set from all of these critics, raving about this film. Apparently it's very successful, and it deserves all the success it gets, and it deserves to be seen by a worldwide audience, because, as I said, I've been very disappointed with Australian films of late, but this movie, it gets my passion back up, it gets my love for Australian cinema back up, and I thank Kia H. Turner, who has delivered an absolutely phenomenal horror comedy, and it's one of the rare occasions when I'm going to give it, a film of this type, a 5-star review. So it's an absolute masterpiece of the horror comedy genre. Go out there and see it as soon as possible. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next, thank you for watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.